บ้านทางการและผู้ชมทางบ้านทางเพจBizPitch Academy ด้วยนะครับผมวันนี้นะครับก็เรียกว่าเป็นวันสำคัญ
โอเคพี่พลอยู่ตรงนั้นก่อนนะ
Final Pitching Day ของกิจกรรม BizPitch Business Pitching Competition นั่นเองนะครับ
โอเคต้องพี่พลออกเลย
ดูหน่อยน้องๆมีความกระตือรือร้นตื่นเต้นกันไหมครับโอเคนะครับลำดับแรกนะครับผมจะมีการแนะนำครับที่คณะกรรมการรู้จักกันก่อนครับลำดับแรกนะครับผมจะเป็นพี่นนท์ธนรบนะครับผม Digital Asset Supervisor จากBizPitch Academy นะครับ
โอเคเขาต้อง
มานะครับผมจะเป็นพี่แม็กซ์ศิรภพซีเนียร์มาร์เก็ตติ้งแมเนเจอร์จากBizPitch Blockchain Technology ครับสวัสดีพี่แม็กซ์ครับ
ตอนนี้อยู่กล้องออมนะ
ได้เลยนะครับผมพี่เต๋าวรกฎจากBlockchain Technology Tech Director ของเรานั่นเองนะสวัสดีพี่เต๋าเลยนะครับ Next up also extremely important people the future Chief Operating Officer EMURGO Cardano following up the family lab and Vice President of Marketing EMURGO Cardano โอเคเลยครับและที่สำคัญนะครับก็ต้องขอสวัสดีน้องๆทุกท่าน
โอเคเขาต้องเต็ม
สำหรับลำดับแรกนี้ขอให้เรามีการเก็บรายเรียบร้อยแล้วมีการสแกนเงินครับไปเรียบร้อยแล้วนะครับนี่คณะกรรมการเรียบร้อยแล้วลำดับนี้
เสียงอะไรเป็นไงบ้าง
ไม่ค่อยชัดซึ่งเราจะทำการเลือกกลุ่มได้โดยการจับฉลากแล้วก็นำมา
ลำดับนี้ด้วยนะครับโดยที่มีทางลงนะครับเพื่อไม่ให้การเสียเวลาและเป็นสไลด์ไปเรียบร้อยนะครับสำหรับลำดับแรกนี้เนาะโอเคเนาะทีมงานบอกกันเป็นอะไรเป็นอะไรแจ้งก่อนเนาะน้องๆทุกคนจะมีสติ๊กเกอร์ให้นะครับ
เกอร์อยู่ที่ผมเนาะแต่ว่ารบกวนว่าการคลิกชี้ไปทางนี้นะครับโอเคเดี๋ยวมีการปรับfixing the slides 1 second โอเคครับสวัสดีผู้ชมทางบ้านอีกครั้งนะครับผมก็เห็นไลฟ์นี้กันแล้วเนาะอย่าลืมเนาะช่วยแชร์กันนิดนึงนะครับแชร์ออกไปด้วยโดยจะมีการแชร์ออกไปทางเพจต่างๆนะครับอาจจะเป็นทั้ง Bitkub Blockchain Technology ใช่ไหมครับหรือว่าเพจ Bitkub Chain นั่นเองใช่ไหมหรือใครรับชมผ่านช่องทางไหนก็ทักทายกันเข้ามาได้ YouTube ด้วยอย่างนี้
ขอกดไลค์ให้หน่อยกดไลค์กดใจให้กันเป็นกำลังใจให้กัน
แล้ววันทีมงานนะครับพาไปชมชมหน้าของน้องๆผู้เข้าแข่งขันทั้ง5ทีมของเราด้วยนะครับผมนี่นะครับชมหน้าของน้องๆผู้ผ่านเข้ามารอบสุดท้ายของการแข่งขันได้
บ๊ายบายให้กล้องกันหน่อยเร็ว
โดยกิจกรรมนี้นะครับเรียกว่าเป็นวันที่4แล้วเหมือนค่ายอบรมเวิร์กช็อปนั่นเองใช่ไหมครับพี่เจน
ซึ่งระยะเวลาที่ผ่านมาก็มีการบอกไอเดียมีเซสชั่นต่างๆที่ดุเดือดมากๆเลยจริงๆได้ไอเดียไปเยอะมากๆเลย
โดยกิจกรรมนี้นะครับน้องๆได้รับโจทย์ในการ match solution ของ EMURGO Cardano และ Cardano เข้ากับอุตสาหกรรมที่มีเพนพอยต์บางอย่างที่เราต้องการแก้หรือเสริมสร้างให้เกิดโอกาสนั่นเองใช่ไหมครับผมทีมงานนะครับเรียกว่าพร้อมแล้วนะครับผมเดี๋ยวจะมีการขยับนิดนึงเรียบร้อยสวยงามโอเคอยู่ในตรงกลางกล้องเนาะพาน้องๆพร้อมแล้วนะครับเดี๋ยวจะมีการประกาศกลุ่มแรกลำดับแรกนะครับลำดับแรกนะครับผมขออนุญาตเรียนเชิญกลุ่มซ้อมนะครับผมขึ้นมาเป็นลำดับแรกนะครับโอเคเรียนเชิญเลยไมค์นะครับผมอาจจะเป็นไมค์ของทางเราได้เลยเรียนเชิญได้เลยครับจะทั้งกลุ่มลงมาได้เลยทั้งกลุ่มขอทั้งกลุ่มลงมานะครับแล้วก็ 1-2 คนที่พรีเซนต์มาจับไมค์เตรียมพร้อมนะครับเดี๋ยวทีมงานเตรียมสไลด์น้องๆขึ้นมาได้เลยขอบคุณครับโอเคครับมานี่มีการเดินขึ้นมารันเวย์ด้วยสุดยอดครับผมโอเคเนาะขออนุญาตทวนนะครับว่าตอนที่น้องๆนับเดี๋ยวมายืนกันตรงข้างกอซิล่าได้เลยโอเค
มาเป็นกำลังใจให้
เป็นกำลังใจนะครับผมนะครับโดยจะมีกล้องนี้ที่มีการแพร่ไปหาพี่ๆคณะกรรมการด้วยนะครับสลับไปมาเนาะโอเคนะทันทีที่น้องเริ่มพูดนะครับจะมีการนับถอยหลังเวลานะครับภาษาอังกฤษพร้อม
So good morning everyone I'm to be honored to discuss with you today I'm Tim from Surf Group please
sorry ครับกดที่ก็ได้เลยชี้ไปทางนี้ครับnext slide please
didn't work
technical difficulty I apologize บอกแล้ว next slide please ก็ได้
next slide please
ขออภัยครับผม เดี๋ยวเริ่มใหม่เวลา
เดี๋ยวเริ่มจับเวลาใหม่
ดี
นะ
กว่า
คะรบกวนทัมเมอร์
sorry
เซตเว
sorry
ลา
the
ให้หน่อย
clicker
ค่ะ
has issue okay when you're ready
Ready. So, good morning, everyone. So, to be honored to discuss with you today, my name is Tim from Surf Group. Okay, first of all, I want you to focus on these three circles. So, the first one is the occupancy rate of Thai hotel before the pandemic hit Thailand, which is 20%. But unfortunately, when the pandemic has went off, the occupancy rate of Thai hotel went down to 35%, which account for half. So I think you guys can imagine that how many numerous of hotel rooms are plenty, they are vacant, and however there are more than 20,000 of Thai hotels available on Agoda. But each of them are not supported sufficiently by the article, by the content, by the marketing vehicle that will encourage their marketing rooms. And it is the persona of hotel, which is their name is the standard Hua Hin. The size of hotel is kind of medium. They're located on Hua Hin and Sham, and the problem that they face is their entire hotel room are not booked completely. So they will eventually face pain point that with the revenue loss because every room are not booked. And the next one is travel booking platform, which is our partner. And the problem that they face is the room of the hotel that use their platform cannot service completely, so it affects to their loss status. So and the next is influencer persona. So his name is his channel his name is อาสาพาไปหลง He have more than 2 million followers on Facebook and around 600,000 on YouTube channel, and he has pain point that he has a content he want to maybe he decide to fly afraid to film that content, but nowadays the hotel fee is kind of expensive. And next is me. So let's say that I'm in the context of traveler. So let's say that I'm a traveler. I have a pain point that I want to go to, let's say Phuket, but there are a bunch of hotel on online platform. And how then can I select the desired one that I want among the many hotels that existing on the platform? And how do I know that the picture that I see on the platform is exactly as the same when I be there? So the goal is I want to book desirable and reliable hotel. And next is the trend of the marketing trend, which is the influencer trend, that the influencer market is growing at an rate of 41%, and that's driving storytelling. And next is the solution that we want to solve the problem that I have mentioned earlier. So we are a Web3 platform that built Cardano chain. We use smart contract as a center to match the hotel that we vacant with the influencer. And next is our business model. So first of all, it begins with the hotel have abundant room, like they have a vacant room that they cannot serve completely to customer. So they can take their abundant room to our platform, and then we will match this allowable room to the influencer that they want the place to film that content. And when where these two players is agree on the smart contract, the hotel will provide available room to influencer to use the room for free. And when the room is provided, the influencer go to use the service of hotel, and the contract is the influencer needs to create a content to our platform, and then we will provide the content to hotel to create the awareness toward the hotel. And then when the traveler that they want to find some, they see the content that the influencer made through our platform. They read the article, they are interesting about the article that's been written about this hotel, this certain hotel, and they booking the hotel that they interested because they read through the article that influencer provide, and they book through the online travel platform. And when the book is being transacted successfully, and the money that the Agoda charged from the hotel will be shared to our platform. So this is our revenue stream. The revenue that we got from the hotel, the 20% will go to online travel platform, which is our partner, and we will just want just 30% of that 100% to go to our platform. And next is 3% of revenue that we get. We will spare 10% to develop our platform. We will trade. We will mint the revenue that we get to get a Cardano coin and provide them to influencer as 10% as we got from 30% on this one. And the next 10% we will provide it to our traveler. And this is the appearance of our UX design of traveler. This is the login screen of the traveler. The traveler can see the review, the content that the influencer has created, and they can see where is this the location, the book it, and that's all. And next is the appearance UX design of influencer. So first of all they choose the hotel that decide to go. They can book it for free, and after they book it, they go to the hotel. They use the service of the hotel. They need to create a content, create an article related to the hotel, to the service that they have service to, because it's the condition of the smart contract. And next is the target segment of our project, which is influencer and hotel, which is also our partner. And next is the market size, which a total Thailand market is cost around $1.34 billion. And the next one is the target, the sub target market that we want to penetrate, which is southern part, and it account for $0.4 billion. And we just want only the some part of the Phuket to be penetrated, which is account for $895 million. And we consider this online platform as our indirect competitor as well, because they can choose to use this platform instead of our platform as well. And next is our action plan. So in the 1 to 3rd month, we want to access to 20% of Southern Hotel in 4 to 6 months, we want to access 20% of Central Hotel, and 7 to 12 months, we want to access 10% of airline. And in the second year, we want to access 20% of Northern Hotel. We want to access 30% of Central Hotel. We want to access 30% of Southern Hotel and access to 30% of
หมดเวลาแล้วนะครับผมโอเคนะครับปรบมือให้กับทีมซอฟด้วยนะครับรักษาเวลาได้เยี่ยมโอเคอ่ะลำดับถัดไปจะเป็นการตอบคำถามนะครับผมI'd like to invite our judging panelists to ask any questions you may have. We have around 10 minutes per group to ask questions. Who would like to start? Yes.
I'd just like to ask a question about the smart contract in the project objective. It mentions Cardano's smart contract under the condition in which the hotel provides the room to an influencer. Would you be able to elaborate a bit more on that aspect of the business model?
Sure.
So like, when I'm create some type of solving platform, like in the server come in first, we must to connect the URI wallet in the Cardano support and using EMURGO for the connect and using the smart contract and proving something like part of smart contract and DAO organizations. And like I feel like this is the cost, decrease the cost for developing and scaling problems. And this is the key point of even I use smart contract something. Yes. Yes.
โอเคครับเชิญพี่คณะกรรมการท่านอื่นได้เลยครับ
Okay, may I start? First of all, why you use this name, Solo?
S love.
Where does this come from? Why you put this name?
Actually, it might be SOLVED, but
I
it's
see.
the miscommunication.
Okay. Who is your first target of end user?
The hotel of Phuket, which is also our partner.
That would be your partner. Who is the end user of your platform?
End user of platform is the customer that have seen the review from influencer, right? And then they decide to book
Okay, yeah.
on the online.
So it's traveler. Which kind of traveler? From which region? Is local, global, or from which continent?
Oh, we didn't specify which type of partner, but we specify on the traveler that they go to the Phuket area
Okay. And why starting from Phuket?
because it's the content half of tourism and hospitality sector.
Okay. One more question. How could you? What is the point that you're gonna throw into the head of OTA, which is Booking.com, Traveloka, to let them joining your platform because they already gain like right now this is a problem in the travel industry which OTA have a lot of power too much actually and the hotel is lose many revenue into OTA but how OTA have to join your platform and share the revenue with you?
Like I believe this is a win-win situation, right? So I think this is the futures of something for the e-commerce or maybe industry. For I think this is the disrupted technology for this about real estate for everyday. Now, so like I will upgrading not being the only the rooms and being upping for the airlines in the future also. Well,
Okay. from what I know and understand the situation right now of the travel industry.
Yes.
And matching with your idea.
Yes.
For me, you have to take more research on what is the real situation and matching it together with the solution. Some point is not that right, but it's good idea to collaborate these three person in the ecosystem together and try to find some benefit that we can share together, especially use the digital assets that can use global like Cardano or other. But some point is not that right.
Thank you.
Okay, well, the tourism market is so huge, and you said you wanted to partner with Agoda. Yes. The question is, why the Agoda needs to partner with you rather than fork your code and do it by themselves?
Like I think the potential of me is the something like we have to create something is is not impossible thing. Like the room arrival is the waste. And if I make it better and something like have maybe uplifting for the valuable of this room, I think it's the we can make it 70%. And normally, so in Traveloka, if they can't selling this room, they have not the profit to the maybe industry or maybe company. But if we can make the process or something like platform, we can make the 70%. And I think it's a very good very point. I think the valuation of something like content and something like article from the influencer is a value. It's a very value for the real estate ownership, right? I think it's a value more than who want to something stay there in the night one something maybe. Just yes. I think
Okay.
more value.
And the next question, can you back to the business model, please?
Yes.
Okay. I look you in business model, and I don't see any need to use the blockchain. What is advantage to use the blockchain in your business model?
Yes, so it's a very good question. In the blockchain, we can use to any point. I think it's smart contract. Like smart contract is the very key point of the business model. Business model of solve the DAOs. We can use smart contract to building the DAOs for reducing the cost structure for the developing the platform, right? I think this is the features. This is the future in the world, and I think we can do it now. I can do it now for uplifting people's life. So I think it's a great. We have the great technology. We have the great tokens, and why we don't use it? Why we don't have use case? Why? So I think it's a great for the blockchain to making the smart contract and making the DAO organization. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I really curious about how you use blockchain to integrate with your business model.
How I use?
And I
Right.
and I listen your answer.
Yes. Thank you.
Just because you need to build no need to build your infrastructure doesn't mean you need to use blockchain. Blockchain they have many ways of work, but just not in just not back end of your application. Blockchain maybe slow,
Okay.
maybe fast, maybe more centralized or decentralized. You must use this benefit from blockchain. not just infrastructure things. Okay.
Okay. I got it. Yes.
Okay. In this business model, I see and I don't understand why you use blockchain.
Okay.
Or me or you have any answer? From
Yes. So I think blockchain we will tracking something. The first thing in the most potential is the traveler how to feedback in the something like owner condominiums or fact something like the comment with your when you're booking the room you have the comment in your opinion, right? But you can't share this for the real who believe you is a real. Today I'm from Chonburi. Today I'm this here I have to booking I must to booking the room, and when I booking the room I find the key point, the good comments, something that I can't see it. So I have to I want to have to something like every technology to tracking the real, the trash comment and trash on the fact opinions for the people something like trash.
I understand.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, so thank you for your presentation. So I don't think I have a particularly new comment for what my fellow judges have said, but maybe I'll phrase it as a comment, and then maybe you can respond back. So in a similar vein, that the way you've presented this business model, it's not clear what the point of including blockchain is here. One additional point I'd specify is that you talk about smart contracts. The whole point of smart contracts is you have self-execution and you can remove intermediaries. But based on this business model, you're actually introducing more people into the whole sort of business of booking a hotel. Today, I go online, I book a hotel, I might do it directly, I might do it through Agoda. In your business model, there are more players in this whole setup. So it kind of goes contrary to the idea of having the smart contract. Second point is you talk about integration with the Yoroi wallet. I'm not entirely sure what exactly is going to sit on the wallet. Is it some sort of token, or because you're talking about a smart contract, but then what is the digital asset or the feature that you're going to use within the wallet itself? So that's point number two. I do think there is something here, though, right? So the original pain point that you've identified, I think you're exactly right, that there are many hotels and they're not being used up. So I think there is something that could be done here with, for example, using some kind of token format which allows for cash to come into the hotels on day one. The owner of that token then can sell it on in a secondary market, and you get some kind of discount, and that's what creates the demand for the hotel rooms, right? But in of itself, this kind of influencer piece, like I don't think that's the majority of the solution to the pain point you've identified. I think it's a minor feature. I'm not quite clear on your revenue model still, right? And then you talked about the authenticity of the review or the strength of the review. Again, blockchain in of itself is not going to solve for that, right? Remember, whatever you put on blockchain just stays there forever. So if something's wrong, it's now wrong forever. So I don't quite understand how this blockchain / smart contract feature you're talking about solves for reviews. The strength or the integrity of a review for a particular hotel. So sorry, I've thrown a lot of points. They're kind of my observations, and happy to hear your thoughts on those. Shall I go from the top again?
Okay,
Thank you. I think a very, very good point, and thank you with your comments.
Okay, so that would conclude the session and the pitches, and also the comments from the first group. Group B solved. Everyone, please give a warm round of applause for the group solved. Thank you guys so much. Please take a seat. Now, progressing forward, we will now move on to drawing the names of. Please, you can return to your seats. Thank you guys so much. Now, we will now progress with drawing the names, the second team's name. Pretty much the last team in the morning session, which will be broadcasted on the Bitkub Academy Facebook page, right? In the afternoon, please stay tuned for another live stream on the CardanoSpot.io website. Now, please progress with the drawing with Nikhil Joshi, who will be drawing the second group's name. The group will be read out, so therefore please prepare yourselves. Also, for the commentators, we will have to be, the judges, we will have to be limiting it to 10 minutes per group, please. There will be a timer here, and I will announce each session. Okay, I think we have the name. เดี๋ยวพี่เจนครับพี่เจนอยากจะอ่านไหมครับผมอยากจะอ่านไหมเดี๋ยวผมอ่านให้ไหมโอเคไม่เป็นไรมาเดี๋ยวพี่ท่านอ่านให้ผมได้อุ้ย
กลุ่มไหนเอ่ย
เอาผมมองหน้าน้องๆทุกคนไว้ก่อนเลยให้ลกๆไว้ก่อนจะขอไม่รีรอนะครับสำหรับกลุ่มที่2นะครับผมที่จะทำการพิชในวันนี้นะครับผมกลุ่มที่ทำการพิชในวันนี้แล้วเดี๋ยวขอให้ทีมงานเตรียมสไลด์ก็คือกลุ่ม E นะครับผมกลุ่ม E ขอเรียนเชิญกลุ่ม E ด้วยนะครับลงมาได้เลยโอเคอะไรชื่อกลุ่มE กลุ่ม E ครับน้องภูมิกลุ่มเราชื่ออะไรนะครับผมพอดีทิกเกอร์ใช่ไหมเพราะมีการแจ้งเปลี่ยนชื่อทีมตอนท้ายfor the second group will be ticker all right microphone and clicker when you guys are ready the timer will start and please do not go exceed the time limit all right when you're ready thank you
Good afternoon, all the judges. I am Fern.
I am Poom.
Together, we are
Tikadao.
In the April of last year, I have the opportunity to wake up 2 hours earlier to set up all the internet access before just to book the ticket for the Justin Bieber upcoming concert world tour. And at that moment, I was sitting there, staring at the computer, and inside myself, it drives me with excited because I will finally get to meet the Justin Bieber in real life. But as the clock stuck at the appointed hour, I saw that the website crashing down, and I get a little bit frustrated because I will no longer get to see Justin Bieber anymore because I don't get a ticket. And what more frustrated is that right in front of the computer, it greeted me with the internal server error on the screen. Can you guys imagine the feeling of having to take a lot of time and you only have to face with the long waiting of the website crashing down. And finally, you don't get the ticket, you don't get to meet the people that you love, and you don't get to entertain yourself at their performance. Nowadays, when we ordering the ticket from the third-party company, we have to face with the unpredicted situation, whether time-consuming. We might get the fake ticket through various channels such as Twitter, and we might face the problem like crashing due to the last number of users trying to come into the website. Would it be better if we have something better, faster, and more reliable? That's why we are here as a Tikadao. We'll be a decentralized autonomous organization on the Web3. We will try to solve the problem of first, dishonesty. 2, no privacy. 3, the long waiting of the refund when we trying to get a refund from the company.
Okay, so let's move on to the solution and the tool that we're gonna use on the TicketDAO project, right? So we have to tell that why we have to use the Cardano chain in the participant of the EMURGO. So the first one is the transparency on the Cardano chain, because the transparency, you can backtracing the history of this transaction, whatever it is on that, by the way. So from the transparency, you can show the traceability and the trustability of the transaction. So that's the first reason. And the next reason is we have to use the Web3 verification to decentralize the data when you have to sign in or you have to do something with Web3. So it has to the privacy, which you can have a trustability too from the first reason. And for the last one is the automatic smart contract custody. So what's the importance of automatic smart contract custody? So it has to like reading code, and it has not to use any media of the booking at no time. So it has to use the less time to have to the transaction and execute faster. So that's for the three reasons we have necessary to use the Cardano chain as the proof of stake consensus, and it can handle a large transaction volume and compared to the traditional booking platform. So from this slide you have see below is the comparing between the traditional one and the TicketDAO. So I have to open this slide along with these two too, so I get back along the way. So I have to divide it into the 4 phases, which is register, booking, payments, and ticket. For the register phase, for the traditional one, so what's gonna do? We have to book a ticket. You have to sign in, right? If you don't have any account, so you have to give some maybe necessary information, right? Names, surname, home address, telephone number, or any social media that you may be used, right? So from all that, it may you don't know what when you send the necessary data, what's gonna happen of that? Is that anything has to leak out and maybe has the dangerous thing happen to us? We don't know about that, right? So in for the register, we have to do the password and the seed recovery phase, and using of that we have to using by the software wallet that is convenient to use, and you can compatible it on the iOS and Android. So that's why we have to choose the Yori wallet as the wallet, but you can also choose the hardware wallet too. That's for the register phase, right? And as for the booking phase, I will talk to the interface later. So let's move on to the payment phase. For the traditional one, we use like PromptPay in Thailand, or maybe like you use a bank account to send, right? Or maybe like debit card or credit card. But in the payment phase, we can use the coin or the stable coin. Like for the stable coin, there's many variants of them, like a USDT, USDC, and for the very few months, we have a USDA, right? For the very first stable coin on the Cardano chain. So we can use that on too, but we can also use the coin like Bitcoin or any other coins that we're going to use. Also, we have to use the COTI as the platform, because the COTI has the very effective transaction to do with, because on the traditional one, it just have the transaction per second for the short term, the TPS, for like about 15 or 45 transactions per second. But inform the chain and also using the COTI, it has a proof of trust consensus. So from that equipment or the tools, it can be added up. So on average, about 1,000 TPS. So from that, it has to use the less execution time to execute on it. So it has to be tracked on the chain too. So that's for the payment phase. And for the ticket phase, I know that many of that when you have a ticket, you have to get like an e-ticket on the phone, right? But very old-fashioned way or traditional one, get like a paper one, right? So what's going to happen if you have it? You have to get rid of it, right? And throw the trash away. But it's not look like a sustainability at all, right? So for the ticket phase, we decided to use the NFT. So you have made a question, why we have to use that? Why we have to use the NFT to represent the ticket instead of like a piece of paper on the e-ticket? So for the reason is the NFT is the certificate of ownership. So it has to be only one of a kind. It can be duplicate or do a copy on it. So it has the value on it, and we can put the metadata to do on it, like the rarity or the zone of the seed, number seeds, anything we can put data on that. So it can have more valuable on that, and it's easy to collectible too. So that's why we have to use NFT. In terms of the secondary market ticket, we have to choose the marketplace that we think that is effective to have to the volume has the most active users and the most traded volume also. From all the reason, we have to do the JPG store as the marketplace because JP store marketplace is one of the most effective and the largest marketplace in the Cardano chain. So these are all tools that we're gonna use that on the solution. So if you look later on the last analysis, you will see the ticket DAO has the higher split transaction than the traditional one and also have a high trust and transparency from tracking index of transaction. And from the interface, you can see that we can connect to your wallet as the Web3 website. And after that, we can choose the concert or performance that you want to like to watch or to take part of it. And you can purchase by like the NFT ones in the piece of NFT in your wallet. So from all that that we're going to include, we have the impact for the greater transparency, faster transaction, lower cost to management, and has a completely sustainability without using any papers or to have environmental friendly. And the size of market, so you see that for the all worldwide has $900 billion and downside to Thailand is about like 16.8 million USD dollars. And the market strategy, we have to focus for the young generation like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, or maybe there's some part of the Gen Y. So because this generation is interested in technology, so it will be used to induct to use this technology as the NFT or whatsoever. And for the revenue stream, we have to collect 2.5 commission free from the ticket sale. From all the total, we have the revenue 1 year about $40 million. And for the cost, it's a $10 million with the 33% ROI. So from all of that reason, so you can make the Fern's dreams come true. Oh, Fern's, yeah. So make Fern's dream come true. The next time we're gonna watch the Justin Bieber, he has to crush it on that.
And we also make everyone dream who have the dream of meeting someone come true and come easier through the Cardano blockchain with the implement of EMURGO.
Thank you for my presentation.
Wonderful. Great job. Now, we progress with the comments from our judges. We'll restart the timer for 10 minutes. You guys can turn to the first slides. Who will be the first? Nikhil. Yes. Okay. Whenever you're ready, Nikhil.
Thanks for that. I think it's a really good pain point you've identified. And I think your solution is a good one. I actually think there's more to your solution than, or sorry, put it another way, there's more pain points for you to solve with the solution that you've actually got, right? So one point I think you touched on briefly is kind of authenticity. But related to that, a big problem that exists today is around people reselling tickets at hyper-inflated prices. And so people losing out. And so through the model that you've described there, you could actually, set mechanisms to stop those kind of bubbles occurring. So that's something to think about. I also think just also within that embedded NFT kind of format, you could do other things like, get to go and meet Justin Bieber, go into the VIP section, etc., etc. So that's all added extras that I think your solution could bring to the pain point, right? One question I do have is why a DAO though?
We decided to use a DAO because we're gonna have to use for the decentralized one. The advantage of the decentralized one is no one can manipulate or because for the selling tickets, right? You have the customers and you have the maybe say like the traditional ticket operation, right? So there's many costs on the ticket operations too, but also in case like just for the example, like we have to refund the tickets, you have to wait for the long time, for in the finance, we have to wait for the operation days, or the company have to do operation day too. But if we have this technology, we can use a lesser time, and I think for the brand awareness on the service, it maybe get for the better experience for the customer to use that platform. So that's why we have to decided to use as a DAO to cut costs on that.
Fair enough. I think that could probably might be like an aspirational endpoint.
Yeah.
I think it would impact your go-to-market. So there's a few ways you could slot in here. So You could, for example, do this on behalf of Justin Bieber in your example, right? So it's in his incentive that people come in and don't get annoyed by inflated prices, for example. You could do this in partnership or on behalf of, say, ticketing agents, right? The DAO model could work, but I think at way down the line when you've got the whole market on the platform. Something to think about.
Thanks for your recommendation.
Okay, first of all, your team is a good pain point, be the good pain point and good presentation. And my question is, if you use the blockchain in booking ticket, it's not a first come first serve. It's about whoever use the highest gas fee will do the transaction first. How do you deal with that?
I think from my perspective, we have to regulate it about we maybe I'm not sure if we can do that, but we maybe to add a smart contract to regulate the gas fee. I don't know does it gonna work at all, but I think we have to regulate to make it fair, right? Because as you know, you use a traditional one, we don't know that for the system this is trusted right or not, right? So you have hesitate about the gas fee that if someone used to boost it up, so he has the advantage to get, although he come maybe last, right? So in my perspective, I'm not sure that, but I'm sure that it's gonna work at all because I think we're gonna use to smart contract to regulate of the gas fee. So if we can regulate it or some typical kind of that, I think we make everyone fair. It not depend on the how gas pumping, how many grind is gonna attach with around that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you got very good point on this industry and the pain points. Yes, we have this existing in the real life, but I'm totally agree with Nikhil. Your idea is good, but there are much more blockchain and NFT can use in this problem. You have to expand more of your utility of this solution, because my question, a very big question, is how could you gonna fight with the traditional way of the ticketing industry that existing right now? How is the first approach you're gonna push in the market and fight and let both of the event organizer and also the end user to use your platform instead of the traditional way?
So first of all, I think that for the newest one, it has many problems and glitches, like, but I think we have to, first of all, I think we have to show or demonstrate that using blockchain is friendly to use for the very first one. But for the marketing term on that, we could lead by using like an influencer or some like a key message person to attribute or contribute the awareness that we have to this convenient passage to use on that. In the terms of the spending, it may be competition with a little, like we have a lowest rate of fee. That's a little sum, but I think we have to influence the mass events that we have to raise the many people on that. So maybe at the starting point, like at the seeding phase, we have to start like a smallest one and the bigger end user in the future approach.
Thank you for the answer. But for me, why don't you use the main key point of the blockchain, which is a community. The power of blockchain is the power of the networking. Use this point to expand the market would be a better way.
Two-minute countdown.
So first of all, that we're gonna say that like the for the DAO technology or like for the people is very new for the various of people, right? So in my perspective, I think that so we have to focus on about like the awareness. So how the blockchain gonna good or how blockchain is better when compared to the traditional one. So that's the one thing. And the another thing that we have to raise it as you have to show that the glitches or the problem as is said on the slide that we have a problem about the transaction or like a channel that jam altogether. So if we push this to the user or the customer to see that it is very like a migraine pain point, I think that is a key factor. One of the key factor that it has to attend or lure some customer to use on that product. Yeah.
I think your solution maybe it's about NFT ticket. I think you don't need to use DAO, or maybe you must misunderstand about DAO concept and use them to your product. Okay. Maybe it's just a NFT ticket.
Thank you, sir.
I think it's a good building block in terms of transforming ticketing systems using NFT. I think I have just two suggestions. I think the first thing is that the use of NFTs, switching it from physical tickets, can actually be an opportunity for loyalty. So proof of attendance, NFTs, and things like this to ensure that there's a mitigation of people who buy and sell tickets versus people who buy and attend the event, which defines loyalty for the creators, like Justin Bieber, for example. The second point is that we talked about speed, and actually one of the things that you can do with blockchain is you can create a fair price raffle, which allows people to buy tickets, but the people who have faster internet connection don't have an advantage because we can create a true randomized system. So I would recommend exploring a bit down that avenue in terms of your ticket purchasing mechanism as opposed to just speed alone. And I think you'll find something advantageous there.
Thanks for your recommendation. Thanks so
All
much.
right. Everyone, please give a warm round of applause for Group Ticker DAO. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Please stay seated. Thank you for the clicker. Okay. สำหรับตอนนี้นะครับมาพี่เจนมาตอนนี้นะครับผมถือว่าเป็นการสรุปในส่วนภาคเช้าเรียบร้อยแล้วนะครับผมตอนนี้ผ่านไปแล้วทั้งหมด2กลุ่มเหลืออีก3กลุ่มด้วยกันใช่ไหมครับพี่เจนตอนนี้นะครับสำหรับผู้ชมทางบ้านนะครับผ่านเพจ Bitkub Academy นะครับผมขออนุญาตแจ้งว่าในช่วงบ่ายนะครับผมเราจะมีการไลฟ์ผ่านเว็บไซต์ cardanospot.io โอเคเป็นไงพี่เจน
แน่นมากเลย
วันนี้แน่นๆเลยใช่ไหมฮะการพิชของน้องๆเนาะก็คือค่อนข้างน่าประทับใจเตรียมกันมาอย่างดีเลยแถมเป็นภาษาอังกฤษด้วยใช่ไหมครับในช่วงบ่ายนะครับผมเราจะกลับมานะครับผ่านตรงนี้นะครับอีกตอนเวลาเที่ยง10นะครับผมเที่ยง10เนาะขอน้องๆทุกคนกลับมานั่งที่เที่ยง10โอเคนะสำหรับณเวลานี้นะครับผมอันดับแรกเลยนะครับก็ต้องขอบพระคุณผู้ชมทางบ้านนะครับทางเพจ Bitkub Academy ก่อนในอันดับแรกเลยนะครับและเราจะพบกันเนาะบนเว็บไซต์ cardanospot.io ก่อนนะครับโอเคบ๊ายบายครับผู้ชมทางบ้านนะครับบ๊ายบายโอเคน้องๆบอกมือให้ผู้ชมทางบ้านก่อนเย้โอเคนะครับก็เที่ยง10 นะครับผมเดี๋ยวเรากลับมาเจอกันตรงนี้สำหรับตอนนี้ก็เดี๋ยวไปทานข้าวลันช์บ็อกอยู่ด้านหลังนะครับผลน้ำเปล่าอยู่ด้านหลังทานกันบริเวณนี้ไม่ขึ้นชั้น12เนาะแล้วเดี๋ยวกลับมานั่งโอเคครับขอบคุณทุกคนครับ